good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another Eurovision news update for 2025. So I've realised that I've not done one of these in months. We have got so much Eurovision news that we have to catch up on over the past 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do is give you another news update full of the last 2 weeks of Eurovision news that we have completely and utterly missed. And believe me, there has been a lot of news, a lot of national final news, so please stick around for it all. But before I get into it, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more news updates like this one in the near future. Let's begin with the main thing that was revealed actually just this week. This week, the branding and the stage design for Eurovision 2025 in Basel was revealed. Now, I done a whole separate video talking about the stage and the branding and also tickets, so you can go check that out. I uploaded that yesterday, so you can go check that out. I'll leave it down below in the description and I'll leave a little iCard up somewhere here so you can go check that out as well. I talked about the new Eurovision design and the thoughts behind it and also the stage design, what I liked about it, what can we expect from it in Basel, so go check that out. But a quick overview here, I think it's amazing. I think people are really overreacting to kind of the logo and the font for the design this year. I think people are just really overreacting to it. I think it's actually pretty decent for Eurovision standards that we've seen over the past few years. I feel like the logo is actually really good and they have put some thought behind it. As for the stage, it looks stunning. Just look at that arch. I feel like this is probably going to be one of the best Eurovision stages that we have possibly seen. I actually did see a tweet, I'll try and find it and put it up here, that did really make me laugh. If you actually do look at the stage design, or the kind of mock-up of the stage design, you can kind of see that they maybe took a little bit of inspiration from Rotterdam in 2021. It was the same stage designer that done Rotterdam 2021 that's doing this year's stage, and Florian Weider, I still don't know how to say his name. It feels like they've kind of made the 2021 stage but kind of flipped it backwards, because they've got the kind of walkway that 2021 did have, and the main stage area feels like the 2021 stage just kind of flipped around, kind of just doing a 180. They do look quite similar, and I feel like they've maybe kind of based it off that a wee bit maybe, because that stage in Rotterdam was definitely one of the best. So we now know what Eurovision 2025 will look like in Basel. Now, over the past few weeks, we have been given so much national final news, it is not funny. So we are getting, I don't know how many national finals this year, but we're getting more than we've ever seen. The majority of countries this year are definitely going through a national final rather than opting for an internal selection. A lot of countries are just going, do you know what, we'll just do a national final. So a lot of countries are really pushing the boat out this year. One of which is Serbia. Their very amazing national final, Pesma za Eurovision 2025, will be happening next year, and they have revealed the artists that will be competing in the national final. This national final has been amazing over the past few years. Obviously, it is Discovered Constracta and Look Black, Teodora, some amazing songs. I don't see how that's going to be different this year. Amongst the list, we've got Bojana Radovanovic from Bojana and David, who represented Serbia at Junior Eurovision in 2018. So we've got a past Junior Eurovision participant coming back to try and do Eurovision. Also in the list, we've got Milan Nikolic, who represented Serbia alongside Marko Kon at Eurovision 2009, way back when. But other than that, there's no names kind of jumping out at me from this national final, but I'm sure we're going to get quality. We're going to get an amazing national final from Serbia. We do it every single year. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going to be covering it on this channel because I absolutely love the national final, so stay tuned for that. Another national final that's revealed their artists that will be competing was Lithuania. Eurovision.lt 2025 will be in full swing in the middle of January. They're going to be having 5 semi-finals and 1 big final in February, and they have revealed a total of 45 artists that will be participating. No way, not happening. I'm not going to be reacting to all 45 of these songs, but what I will be doing is doing a reaction to all of the finalists. Once the final comes around in February, I'll do a big reaction to all 10 of the finalists. But we do have some past Eurovision contestants in amongst these 45. So Evija, who represented Lithuania at Eurovision in 2018, is back. She sung a really beautiful ballad in 2018. I wonder what she's going to be coming with in 2025. We're going to get a ballad, we're going to get a pop song, we don't know. But she did do well for Lithuania, coming 12th. So let's maybe see if she can better that and maybe get into the top 10 possibly. Let's hope. Also Vilja, who represented Lithuania in 2014, 10 years ago, is now back with the song Lista Nigalima, which means you can't touch. So we've got 2 past Eurovision contestants in amongst these 45. I mean, Lithuania is one of these countries that I just have a feeling is going to win soon. It's the only Baltic country that actually hasn't won yet, and they are striving for that win. They've had many amazing participants over the past 10 years, some great results. I just hope one of these next few years Lithuania really breaks through and tries for that win. Surely amongst these 45 there's a winner in there. Another national final that has revealed their artists that will be competing is Malta. The MESC Malta Eurovision Song Contest is taking place next year over 2 semi-finals and 1 big final in February. So 24 artists were revealed. This is the list of the artists that will be competing. One of the groups, which is called GVF, which is Jessica, Victorio and Fabrizio. 2 of the members of JVF are past Eurovision contestants. Jessica represented San Marino in 2018 and Fabrizio represented Malta in 2001 and 2006. So that group is well experienced to go to Eurovision. If the song is good, you never know. Also Kurt Kalea, who represented Malta in 2012 in Baku, is returning as well. So as I say, there'll be 2 semi-finals on February the 4th and 6th. Each semi-final, it's a jury and public vote that will decide 8 songs each that will go in to the final. So 16 songs competing in the big final on February the 8th. Malta have actually been on a little bit of a decline recently, so let's hope that they can get back into the final at least, hopefully. Let's get a top 10 for Malta. Now, last week we also got the final participation list who will be participating at Eurovision 2025 in Basel, and we have the number, and for the first time in Eurovision history, a total of 38 participants will be competing in Basel, Switzerland. So basically every country that competed in 2024 is coming back, and Montenegro has joined this year. So we went from 37 last year to adding 1 more this year, so we have 38 participants. And we are obviously so glad to see Montenegro come back to the contest. They are actually the only country right now with their song being released. So Dobrodošli by Nina Zizic will be representing Montenegro in Basel. It's actually the only song we have, and it's so good to have them back in the contest. Along with the participation list that was announced, we also have news about the semi-final running order draw, which will be happening on January the 28th. This draw determines the split between the 32 countries that don't automatically qualify for the grand final. It decides which semi-final they'll be in and also what half of the semi-final they'll be in as well. There was also a little bit more news revealed about the preparations and the organisation for Eurovision 2025 next year, and it's all to do with the hosts of Eurovision. It's always a big discussion every year who will be hosting the show. Now this year, I have no idea whatsoever. SRG-SSR is the broadcaster for Switzerland. They are probably in discussions right now with some amazing TV presenters, some TV personalities in Switzerland. So obviously we don't know who the hosts are quite yet, but we do know when they will be revealed. So the broadcaster does say that they will be revealing who the hosts are in early January, so it will not be long. It will literally be in the next few weeks we will know who will be presenting the show in Basel. Now we also have a brand new participant that was revealed only yesterday, and it is the Netherlands. So this was a welcome surprise. Yesterday morning we got an announcement from Avrotros, who is the Dutch broadcaster. They had a special announcement planned for the afternoon. We didn't actually know that this was the Eurovision participant announcement, but it happened at 3 o'clock yesterday, and it was announced that Claude will be representing the Netherlands at Eurovision 2025 in Basel. So Claude is a Dutch resident, but he was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He moved to the Netherlands when he was 13. He's been making music for years and years and years. He had this very successful single. I think it has tens of millions of streams on Spotify, and apparently, from what I've heard, the song is meant to be very good, and we won't know the song until mid-January as well, so that will be getting released next month. So we're very excited to see what Claude has in store for Eurovision next year. But we have our 4th Eurovision participant, and it's the Netherlands. And the last thing that I want to talk about is probably the most important thing that I think we should talk about, and it's the changes that the EBU has now announced to try and improve the experience for artists and delegations when they arrive at the show in May. So basically, after last year, I don't want to talk about last year because obviously it just wasn't the greatest. I think we all know that the way the EBU handled the situation last year, in more than one case, it just wasn't great. And the safeguarding of the participants' well-being and kind of the way that they were treating some of the artists, just it didn't seem right, and they definitely had to improve with that. And there obviously has been a review, an internal review of the show within the EBU, and they've noticed obviously some problems and some things that they have had to change for the show in Basel, because they definitely obviously do not want a repeat of last year. And I think if we do get a repeat of last year, it actually might be the end of Eurovision. So I think they do have to really try and figure out what the problem is. So the first change that the EBU have announced is that they have put in place a brand new code of conduct. All of the artists, all of the members of delegation, all the press have to sign basically before they can get to the show, before they can get accredited to be at the show. This new code of conduct outlines the need to abide by local laws. It prohibits the instrumentalisation of the contest and the need for professional behaviour, basically just to be kind to artists and the delegations, and also being responsible for yourself and what you say, your communication. So I do think this code of conduct is a step in the right direction. It's something to improve upon what happened last year. There's also some new measures being introduced to ensure that artists are quite confident before they step on stage. There's nothing really making them feel nervous or kind of uncomfortable in any way. The first one being that there will be no filming zones within key artist areas to provide participants with private spaces to prepare for their performances. Let's try saying that 3 times fast. Obviously this has been put in place after last year. There was the whole incident with Esc Shane being filmed backstage when he shouldn't have been, and it caused a rift. And it basically got blew out of proportion. If there was a rule in place like this, that would never have happened. So that's why they've put this rule in place, so they can avoid any situation like that in the future. Another one is more closed-door rehearsals to help artists focus on their performances without any distractions. So this screams to me that they are limiting more rehearsal access for press. We only get to see one rehearsal of the show now. That's all press get to see before the show actually goes on air. So if we get more restrictions from the rehearsals, I'm assuming that the press will get to see no rehearsals. I'm assuming that's the next step that they're probably going to take. If that does happen, then so be it. If that's what the EBU does need to do to ensure that the participants are happy and safe, then that's fine. Optimise rehearsal schedules to ensure artists have plenty of time to rest and to enjoy the host city. So I'm assuming this is going to be some more rest breaks and time off basically, because I know the Eurovision schedule is jam-packed. When you're in the host city, you have no time to yourself. You're either in the hotel room, the arena, or you have some free time to go and do whatever you want. But the free time that you do have, I think you mainly just want to sleep, because you are just taking it out on yourself. It's so much. I think Eurovision is such a hard thing to do because you're constantly on the go. There's no stop. It's such a go, 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 go. So I'm glad that they've implemented this. This is something that will help the artists relax and really enjoy their time away. So I'm glad the EBU has introduced something like this, some more time off, some more kind of relaxation time, because ultimately it will help with the performances. It will help them feel more relaxed and more comfortable on the stage. And the last one is probably the main one for me, the introduction of a welfare producer to be a key point of contact for artists and staff to ensure a safe, respectful and supportive environment. So they are hiring a brand new welfare producer, basically someone that's going to be looking after everybody in the building. If there is a complaint or something that's gone on toward, they will go to this person and they will deal with it, basically. And you know what, this is the funny bit for me about all of this. They're actually introducing a Eurovision pledge. It's being introduced to emphasise the commitment to community and respect and equality. I'm actually wondering, are they going to make the whole audience in the arena say this Eurovision pledge before the show actually begins? Because that would be hilarious. I'd actually love that. You can actually go have a look at the code of conduct and the duty of care protocol. It's all published on Eurovision.tv right now, so you can go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, that is all the Eurovision news that I have for you today. If you did enjoy it, if there's anything you want to talk about in the comments, then go ahead, let me know. We can have a little chat about it in the comments. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more news updates like this one. I'm going to try and do these every week or every 2 weeks. It just depends how much news we get from the Eurovision world every single week, but I'm assuming on the lead up to May, there's going to be quite a lot, so you might want to subscribe to get all your news here. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See you then. Bye bye.